Or ready yet?
Yeah.
Oh, so to start off, what was the biggest difference between Friday and tonight?
I thought Zane, our overall effort was better. I didn't think we were great with the puck at times in the first period, but I thought our effort was better. I just didn't like our effort in the first period on Friday, and then all of a sudden it's a game, and you know we're almost fighting uphill a little bit against a good opponent. And then we got off to a good start, with a couple of goals tonight, which we didn't do on Friday. So I think the goals were a result of the effort. So I'll start there. I just think our effort was better from the drop of the puck.
And how are you able to take advantage of the power play opportunities?
Well, we've got some pretty good players out there, we think. I thought Kruse made a nice play on his goal, and that group with Kruse and Johnson and Rao and Connor Ford has fit in there nicely this year. Kind of where Mitchell was last year. I just those guys moved the puck pretty well, and it was a great pass by Johnson and a good finish by Ford on the first goal. I just think there's some chemistry forming, and there's some good players out there.
And with Ryan Bednard, how was he able to have such a good game?
He only had 9 shots through 2 periods. I thought we defended pretty well in front of him for the most part. I didn't love the fact that we took 2 penalties early and we had to kill, but I thought we did a nice job of killing for him. And Ryan's been solid. I mean, his last time out was Western Michigan. He was outstanding, and we're expecting him to be solid for us. And tonight he was solid again.
You mentioned those 2 early penalties. However, after that, you guys seem to settle down. A little more disciplined than last time. Was that a focus?
100%, and it'll continue to be. And I would say the word was probably warned today that you don't want to have hockey taken away because of being undisciplined. The first penalty was we're sleeping. It was undisciplined in terms of being ready at the drop of the puck, 100%. I thought the second one was almost like, oops, excuse me, like I bumped into you by accident, which it's still a penalty. I get no problem with that, but it wasn't necessarily, I'm not even sure if it was Matt Meyer. I thought it was Fred Letourneau that did it. And anyway, I thought our discipline was much, much better, much better. Obviously there's penalties you don't like. I don't like an offensive zone hooking penalty by Brandon Kruse. That's just, there's no reason for it. But I thought all in all our discipline was much better, and the message was given and received earlier today. That's a good thing.
What about the sophomore class, Coach? We've talked about that before, and you had a lot of those underclassmen all over the score sheet tonight. You mentioned the penalties. A couple of senior leaders took penalties early, but the underclassmen seem like they stayed.
Yeah, I'll start with we'll go as far as our seniors take us and our upperclassmen take us, but just in pure numbers, we've got a bunch of sophomores in the lineup. I was happy that Shane Bednard and Matt Meyer could get in the lineup tonight as 2 seniors, because I know they've worked hard to get in there, and they've had to wait for an opportunity, which I thought they did a pretty nice job of tonight. But you talk about the power play, and you think of Johnson, Kruse, and Ford, and they've Cam Wright. I mean, those kids have played 4 games now their sophomore year, and we've talked about this for a bit. I'm going to have to just understand that I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and expect them to be juniors or seniors, because you can't do that. You have to live through it and experience it. But they're doing a nice job so far, and like I say, I'll continue to say that this group will go as far as our leadership group takes us, which is made up of seniors and a couple of juniors.
Historically, we've had so much success with special teams, both on the kill and on the power play, and that seems to be one of the strengths of this team as well.
The Mercyhurst game, we won the special teams battle, and then both Western and the first night against Robert Morris, we did not, and it quite honestly cost us the game Friday night. And then tonight we're 3 for 7 and they're 0 for 5. I mean, that doesn't take a mathematician to realize we won that battle as well. And I really like the way we kill penalties, and obviously 3 for 7 will take for sure.
Discipline going to be an issue, you think, continuing to move?
Well, just like we just talked about, I cannot. It has to fall on the coach that it doesn't become an issue. I thought last year we were answering too many questions about discipline overall, and I've got no problem with 3 or 4, but when you're talking about 7 or 8, there's an issue there, and you have to find that balance. We'll give I'll give our guys the fact that it's early in the year and the referees are settling into a new season as the players are. Sometimes penalties are a little bit more frequent early in the year. It's not taking anything away from the undisciplined play that we had at times last year. We've got some players on our team that need to find where that line is and don't go over it, because over it, you're bringing undiscipline into the conversation, and we just can't have it. We need guys on the ice playing. So I don't think it's going to be an issue, Clint. And what it comes back to is us as coaches helping these kids find where that line is and don't cross it.
One player that's kind of stood out to me early season is Lincoln Held. He seems to have a really good strong season. What's he doing?
I think he's really skating. You know, he's a guy that his skating's probably a little bit underrated. What he was hoping to accomplish last year was put 4, 5, 6, 8 games in a row together versus 1 game here, 4 games off, 2 games there. And what he has done is he's been on the score sheet. You know, I'd like to see him improve his play away from the puck a little bit. It's something that he and I are talking about pretty consistently, but he's around it offensively. And again, I think I answered this the other day that his numbers in juniors say he can contribute offensively. And we're looking for help. We're looking for guys that can contribute. We're looking for guys that can show they can help us win games. And being on the score sheet is a way to help us win games. So here's a young guy that had a great summer. I think he's #1 ranked on our team in terms of our fitness and strength rankings. And meaning he put the time in with a focus, and he's taken advantage of an opportunity that he earned with the summer and with his training camp.
I answered this, Coach, and I apologize if you have already.
Sorry.
Stephen Bayless.
Today was more of a precaution. Friday was not part of the conversation. We've got 9 days off or whatever it is until we play Western Michigan at home, and it's an upper body injury that we do not want to re-aggravate or potentially push our luck. There just wasn't any reason. It had nothing to do with our opponent. It was strictly because no matter who we played, he wasn't going to play tonight. This is Steven's best interest, and he wanted to play. As soon as he saw the result on Friday, he wanted to play. But we need Steven for the long haul, and that was the focus going in. We want to make sure he's healthy for the rest of our season, and no reason to believe he won't be in the lineup come a week from Tuesday.
You mentioned the fact that Eric struggled, but it was the defense in front of him put him in some holes on Friday night.
Yeah.
But are you still thinking about? I mean, I thought you were going to go just Ryan most of the time. Are you thinking about going 1-on-1A now?
No, first of all, I didn't mean to say that Eric struggled. Eric did not struggle. I thought Eric played pretty well on Friday. I didn't love the first goal, but Eric made 2 breakaway saves for sure, and a 5-on-3 save that was big time. I thought Eric played pretty well. Eric gave us a chance to win. Unfortunately, the team in front of him wasn't consistent enough to help him win. I'm a firm believer that we don't need to ride one goaltender. That's just not, in my 19 years of coaching, it's just not what I believe in. We've got 2 guys that are scholarship goaltenders that I think can help us win games. Now, has Ryan proven to be a #1? Yes, he has. With the way he played last year and the way he's played so far this year, he's established himself as a #1. We want to find ways to get Eric Dopp in games without messing with Ryan's, his rhythm, his flow, whatever you want to call it. You only play 2 games a weekend, so we'll do our best to get Eric in there when we can, and we think he'll give us a good chance to win when he's in there.
How were you able to get the goal there?
The goal?
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, how are you able to have such a good game?
Oh, yeah. The team played well. I think a much different game than Friday, so they helped me out there. I only had a few shots each period, so the team played well in front of me.
Is it hard in a game like that where you're not facing a ton of shots?
Yeah, I think the Western game, it was almost easier just getting shot after every minute, so yeah, those are definitely harder.
Did you and Eric talk after his game on Friday night? Coach talked about how defense kind of put him in a bind there, some in that the game on Friday. Did you guys have a talk after a game like that?
Yeah, we just had we thought we played an okay game out there, but we tightened it up today, played a little bit better.
You like playing at home ice?
Yeah, it helps a lot. We have good fan support and yeah, a lot of energy here.
You guys good?
Good to go.
How are you able to get those two power play goals there?
Good.
Good.
First one, I think I just rolled out of the corner and they kind of gave me a lot of room, and then I just took it to the middle. I saw upstairs was pretty open. Ford had a good screen there. Just shot it in, and then the second one, Ford had a good pass off the backboard, and I was just lucky to be standing there, right time, the right moment, and just tapped it in.
The offseason that you had, pretty exciting, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
how excited were you to get this season started now?
Yeah. Obviously the month of September and then beginning of October, it's kind of a grind. Getting here, you have long days practicing, and then school starts, and you're not used to it over the summer. So it's kind of tough, but then once the season starts, it's just nice to get back into it and play an actual hockey game. Like, I played a lot of hockey this summer, but it wasn't really any actual games. It was just kind of shitty hockey, a little play around. So it's nice to get back in the swing of things.
We were talking about travel after Ryan came in and what you guys have been through here in the first, 3 games so far.
Yeah.
Good to be back home again.
Yeah, it's great.
Tell us about that travel, how much, how that plays into you guys and your performance. I mean, a lot of miles.
Yeah, travel so far hasn't been too bad. We got to go to Alaska twice and, later on this season, but so far it hasn't been too bad. We usually go a day early, so we have enough time to rest and stuff, but obviously it's nice to have our home opener and be back at home. Makes things a lot easier, and it's great to play in front of our fans.
You guys put a little extra pressure on yourself as sophomores after the season you guys had. I mean, Coach mentioned he has to temper his own expectations, not treat you guys like juniors and seniors. But do you personally feel a little bit of a responsibility there?
Yeah, I think our sophomore class now excelled a lot last year. I think we were like 3rd in the nation for scoring and stuff. So I think all of us are pretty competitive, and we put a lot of our success on our shoulders, and we kind of just try to run with it. We really push each other to be better every day, and I think it'll help us in the long run.
Coach talked to you about the freshman class that came in, the conditioning, that they have to, the test they have to go through and the standard that they said. He said they all came in really good shape. Did you see that, this freshman class coming in, does that push you guys as well?
Yeah, I think everyone for the most part dominated the gauntlet and all the conditioning tests, starting from our seniors all the way down. The freshmen did a really good job, and yeah, that shows a lot of character to our program, and when they show up ready, it kind of motivates upperclassmen to really kick it into gear and prove them like what our program's been about the past couple of years.